It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Ravens and the Dolphins, and it comes your way next.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway from Miami. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And for all the collegiate success he had, highest passer efficiency rating by a mile, he's the guy who's had his share of detractors at the professional level, but I do like his poise, I do like his moxie, and I love his accuracy.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now the former Washington Husky, here's Myles Gaskin. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Gaskin again on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort from minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Tua sets up to pass it. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Patrick Queen in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Open space inside the 10. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line.
Now that was a big run. It takes them all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that'll shake the confidence of any defense. So when they're looking for a little bit of support now, looking at their defensive coordinator, if I'm him, I dial up some pressure. I just go after him, because otherwise you're still playing back on your heels, and that's not going to help your defense at all.
1st and goal at the 1. Dobbins. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It looks like they quit hitting the snooze button on their alarm there. Finally a sign of life from this defense. They've been fairly passive on this opening drive. Now able to stand up on 1st and goal, and they sent that play backwards.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
No question, he's so dangerous down here near the goal line. The safeties, they have to be involved in run support against a quarterback like this, and in turn, they're going to ask their teammates to be involved as well.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know what's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You've got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
So Miami coming out for their second drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for. His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They fake the handoff, now Tua. Got a man open, that's Devontae Parker complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent time, he puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Tyus Bowser. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Finding Gaskin underneath.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Xavier Howard up to make the tackle.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
After the turnover, it's Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Derek Wolfe in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Gaskin. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on 3rd. From the gun, it's Tua. Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Miami. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15.
Oh, my God.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him
Pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever is in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Jackson, draw play to Dobbins. A nice little juke, and he'll wind up picking up about 4, as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
So on 4th down, the Ravens will call on Sam Cook to punt it away. Back deep for Miami, Jalen Waddle. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Tua going to try and go quickly here. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Fuller. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Tua now on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Parker. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Get me! Let's go! Let's go!
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Tua. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And again, it's Tagovailoa. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. That could be an important
big swing right there. Touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. On the return is Duvernay. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Jackson now. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time, but it's going to be 2nd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A chance for Waddle on the return. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run now with Gaskin. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. So the two teams will head to the lock. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Dolphins set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. Taken at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline. Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Dobbins. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Jackson. Open man is Duvernay. And gets by him, and now a little daylight. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Play action. Now Jackson. Rolling to his right. And Jackson going to have the 1st down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd and 3, and they trail 7-3, but getting close to changing that. And this defense hoping to limit them to a field goal to preserve the lead. This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 15-yard line. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the 1st half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle made by Landon Roberts.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Another run here with Dolphins.
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. Tucker's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. This is Gaskin on the carry, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Another run with Gaskin. Fighting through. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2, just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands, and yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to pass, Tua. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And
rush gets home. Down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Here's Jackson to throw. Going up top. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On second down, here's the option.
This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. From the gun, Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
Now this throw caught left side, and he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if you picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down. It actually aids the defense in that situation. But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are right back in this football game. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Jackson.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Andrews. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game.
Here's Jackson.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So they'll try to move the ball closer here on 3rd down. A field goal from this spot would be just inside of 60 yards, 59 to be exact.
Throwing, Jackson.
And this is caught. That's Watkins. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
Here's Dobbins.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
They'll try to run with Dobbins.
Stops short, down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs.
Now Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Got to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
The Miami defense trying to keep him out. They haven't let him in yet. Can they hold again here on 3rd and goal?
They'll look to run with Edwards. And Edwards trying to push forward, but unsuccessful. They stop him short of the marker.
No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal?
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to almost certainly win the football game.
And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds.
And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Thinking back to 2015, didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to